Hi guys, this is Shoshana Shea of BeAHappyMom.com, and in today's video I'd like to answer a question that was posed recently as to whether occupational therapy requires mathematics. The question, I believe, was probably regarding whether one needs mathematics in order to study the profession, but we actually use maths in our daily practice very regularly. So let's have a look at a couple of areas in which maths might be necessary. The first thing is, if you know what this is a measuring tape. We have a number of different ways in which we measure or we evaluate our clients. Measuring tape will be used in a few ways. It could be used for part of the measurement towards making a splint. It could be used for measuring the width of a wheelchair, the width of a door, in order to know whether somebody could be able to enter a specific room, the height of a writing surface or a workspace. This could be for ergonomic purposes, or it could be again for looking at the accessibility of a building. It could be for measuring the gradient of a ramp if a person is newly disabled, for example, and they need to be able to access either their home, their workplace, or a number of other venues. They might require a ramp to ramp stairs or a new ramp to be built, and it's important to make sure what gradient that ramp is going to be, and all of this comes into mathematics. Now, in occupational therapy, we have a number of areas that we deal with in order to make sure that our clients are going to be functionally independent. We look at their physical, we look at their cognitive and perceptual functioning, we look at their psychological and emotional well-being. So let's have a look at a couple of concepts. If you think about whether a person is able to put on a sweater, a jersey, whatever language you're going to use, there are a number of movements required. Lifting up your arm is an obvious one, and in order to do that requires range of movement. That means what range the arm can move through. Also the muscle strength and the muscle tone are all going to be important. So in order to measure these requires taking the measurement and scoring that and comparing the score over a period of time in order to note and to quantify whether there's improvement or decline in the person's function and their physical skills. Now, if we come to the area of perception or cognition, we have a number of different tests, and this is one of the booklets that's used in scoring. This is for the Beery. At the back, you'll see a table. If it doesn't come up clearly on the video, it doesn't matter. The point is that there's a table with a number of numbers in it, and we need to be able to compare these numbers to know whether the person's score that they obtain on the perceptual test is going to be the norm for their age and for their stage of development. There are also going to be a number of graphs. I'm just quickly looking to see whether we have a couple of other examples that I can give. Here we go. Some more tables that we're going to be comparing, and these require numbers. Comparing numbers. If we're going to be reading the validity of the test, we're going to be finding a number of graphs that come in, and that again is a different area of mathematics. Now, if you think about a person's daily living, we as occupational therapists help people to be functionally independent in all areas of their daily life, and so that will include also an area of their personal life skills, which falls into management, business skills, budgeting, looking at being able to draw up an appropriate meal plan, appropriate shopping list according to what their meal plan is, being able to check what items they have in their home to know whether they're needing to replenish items. This all comes into mathematics. Obviously, drawing up a budget can be simple or it can be complicated, and in order to know the extent to which our clients require improvement in this area, we have to understand the various equations and the mathematical processes that take place if we're going to be able to help our clients effectively. So those are just a couple of areas. Another obvious area would be if we're working with children who have learning disabilities. This BRE is mostly used with children. There are certain times that we'll use it with adults, but quite often we're going to use it with children. And another area, obviously, if we're looking with children's being able to learn and to function well within the classroom situation, so some of that relates to writing, some of it relates to reading, and some of it would be related to their mathematics. If they have any difficulty in being able to, whether it's sequencing, whether it's being able to complete their equations that they're learning, the different mathematical concepts that they're learning in the school, whether it's arithmetic, whether it's addition, subtraction, multiplication, whatever it is that they're learning, we need to be able to understand what they're learning, to be able to pick up where a problem might be, and to be able to figure out what the suitable solution would be to enable them to function more effectively in the classroom. So those are just a couple of areas in which mathematics is used in occupational therapy. Since occupational therapy is moving more and more to be more quantifiable, evidence-based, there's a lot of research that's coming out in the field of occupational therapy, and with that, all of the research requires data. Statistics are involved, being able to compare those statistics, looking at validation again, reliability of tests, and once again, all of that is mathematics. So if you're interested in occupational therapy, yes, you do need to be able to have a certain minimum level of your maths. If you're in high school and you're considering studying occupational therapy, although it's a very, very practical profession, it also does have a tremendous science component to it, and you're going to need to be using maths and science on a regular basis. In another video, if we are interested, we can get into how science comes into occupational therapy. If you have interests as to what other subjects might be important in order to be successful in your studies to become an occupational therapist, do put a comment in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer your questions either in the comments or in another video. So that's my occupational therapy tip for today, and I look forward to answering more questions. I have had a question posed to me about finding jobs in occupational therapy. You might have noticed that one of my recent videos was all about how to find work if you're going to be working in England as an occupational therapist, and that's one area of finding work. If you're interested in other topics to do with finding a job as an occupational therapist, do let me know, and I'll be happy to do a couple of videos on that topic. And I have a growing list of questions that have been sent in to me that I'll be happy to be answering. So do stay tuned, sign up for this channel, and I look forward to sharing a lot more about the wonderful profession of occupational therapy. That's Shoshana Shear from beahappymom.com, and see you in the next video.